And we're live to see, season 1, episode 15, Something in the Wild. Sammy's here again.
Hello.
She's here to provide
Questions.
witty commentary and questions, but mostly witty commentary. We're relying on you for the comedic relief here. We're going to be diving in deep here. There's some touchy subjects that I have listed, and we got a new upgrade to the studio. We have a monitor, a TV mounted to the wall, so now we can look at what
you could probably see it in my glasses.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at what exactly it is that we're talking about. And let's get right into the first topic.
Address the TikTok comments right now.
Address.
People want to know.
The people want to know what is going on TikTok. Well, okay, here, I'll tell you. It's not really that big of a deal. Okay, one individual, I forget what his name was. He was expressing concerns about my comment about the Pennsylvania turkey population and how I said that it was steady and it was increasing. Now, I was doing a little bit of research while I was responding to him, and I think that I might. Well, I'm just gonna explain myself here.
Just be honest. You only looked at the graph.
No, I looked at other things. Okay, and here's what I'm gonna talk about, because the graph that I did share, it actually does say in the article, it says. There are several reasons for the decline. The natural leveling off of the populations, following population restoration, trap and transfer, And that's kind of where I was coming from whenever I was arguing the fact that it's pretty steady and we are slowly increasing. If you look at the 2001 population trend, which is kind of what this guy was referencing, he said basically that the Pennsylvania turkey population has been declining since the early 2000s. Technically speaking, he is right. From 2001, which showed an all-time high turkey population, probably even more turkeys than whenever Europeans first made it into America. Just an insane number of turkeys, and that's because the Game Commission put forth serious effort to restore the population, because it was very, very, very low at that point in time. So they are really trying to bring the population back.
So the lowest it's ever been was 1996, 7.
Yes, 1996.
175,000 in 2001, or more I guess 2001.
It was 2001 got up to
275,000.
Yeah, 275, 280.
And now, 2018, 212,000.
Yes. So whenever it was up right around 2000, 2001 was whenever they finished the restoration effort. So that's whenever it's an all-time high. Then it dropped way down in 2005, down to near... I shouldn't say historic lows, but in the past couple decades.
Lower than it started.
Yes, lower than it started.
And then 2004? That's
2005, yeah.
The turkey crisis, I remember.
The turkey crisis of 2005. And then it's kind of spiked up again, went down, went back up, went down, went back up, and now it's kind of down a little bit. But that's in 2019, so that was 5 years ago. And I expressed that this graph's a little bit outdated. Now, I was looking more and diving a little bit deeper, and these are the harvest reports for... I guess I should be recording this. I don't know how I would go about recording my screen, but... I'll figure out how to do that somehow. But basically what's going on here is 2023 showed a total turkey harvest of around 43,000 turkeys. So if we go back 1 year, 2021, 2022, it was down from 34,000. So 2021 to 2022, total turkeys harvested, 34,000. Last year, it was at 43,000. Now, that's still pretty low, relatively speaking, but it's been pretty stable since 2019. So like if you go back to like 2015, it's at 56,000. 2014 was at 59,000. 2013 was at 52,000.
What did you say in the TikTok that it was what?
I said that it was that recent trends are trending positively.
Okay.
So that like recent numbers are trending in the positive direction.
It's just staying the same.
Basically, I'm just trying to explain where I'm coming from. I mean, he is right in a sense. He is right in a sense because they have gone down since the early 2000s.
It's just how you look at it, like what you're looking at.
Yeah, exactly. And here's another survey that is very recent and is explaining the current numbers. So, what are they doing out there? Or fighting or something. So basically, these numbers that I was seeing on this specific survey, these are from 2022, and it shows the reproductive index, which they measure in poults per hen. So little baby turkeys versus hens observed. Now, the past couple years, you can see a whole bunch of numbers, but basically what we're looking for right here. In 2019, 2.8 poults per hen. 2020 was 2.7. 2021, 3.1. 2022, 3.1. So if you look at that number, it's also going up. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm coming from. I don't know who's right or wrong. What do you think?
I have no idea.
You know what, if
it makes sense what you're saying. Like I said, I think it's just what you look at.
I think it's just how you look at it. So sorry, but I think
sorry, but you're wrong. Next.
There's two ways to think about it. We'll just say that. All right. Next, now we're gonna go into the harder hitting subject, something that's currently going on that's pretty messed up. So there was a recent situation in Wyoming where this guy out in Daniel, Wyoming, he ran over this wolf with a snowmobile.
On purpose?
Yes. Oh. Taped its mouth shut, drug it into a bar in Daniel, Wyoming, showed it off to a bunch of people, then took it out back and shot it.
Hold on, wait. It was alive?
It was alive, yeah.
After he ran over it?
Yeah, he ran it over, and based on what like some wildlife biologists and stuff were saying, like based on the video, because there were like videos of it and stuff, that it was probably suffering from like some sort of internal bleeding or whatever while it was in the bar, and like taped its mouth shut, and so it couldn't bite anyone. But yeah, really messed up situation, and this is just a terrible look for outdoor recreationalists. I don't even want to call this guy hunter, because that's not what a hunter does, Yeah. And just and that's kind of the issue that I wanted to bring up here, is that this guy's being lumped in with like hunters. Like people are saying he's this hunter that tortured this wolf. This guy is not a hunter. This guy's just a
he doesn't have any respect.
Yeah, he's just a lame excuse of life. And yeah, so that was really messed up. And the thing that's causing even more backlash is that this guy, he only got a $250 fine for this. Now,
he should be in jail.
Yeah. So Wyoming, they kind of have some pretty lenient laws in place for predators and things like that. Like wolves are kind of treated in the same respect as coyotes around here. So it's like no closed seasons, no bag limits. And for the management of the wolves itself, that's not a problem, but you can't be like there's a fine line between managing the wolf population and torturing wolves. It's not.
How did he even find the wolf?
He was just driving his snowmobile and he ran it over. He probably saw one running and just ran it over.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. But so Wyoming's trying to put some more laws in place, and I understand where they're coming from. But I just hope that they don't change the structure for predator management, because they do a really good job actually of managing their predator population. And it goes to show in their moose, elk, mule deer populations. They're usually pretty strong, depending on the type of winter that they have. So and it just kind of this sucks. This sucks for hunting in general because first of all, this guy's grouped in with hunters. Then now they're going to say that this is a hunting issue, and it's not. It's just some lunatic guy, sociopath that has no boundaries for life.
Animal cruelty.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where they're pushing towards, is like an animal cruelty type situation where hopefully it doesn't have too much of a negative impact on the hunters of Wyoming. All right. Yeah, that sucks. Now the next thing sucks pretty bad as well, but the good thing is that there was no real harm, at least that we know of right now. But apparently, there were out here in the Appalachian Trail here in Pennsylvania.
Pissed about this.
He's barking. He's mad. There were dog treats found with hooks embedded in.
Yeah, that's insane.
On the Appalachian Trail, right off the trail.
Whoever did that is just insane. I don't even understand how you can do that.
Another great example of some sociopath that just, gets off hurting animals, which is so crazy. And this doesn't really have anything to do with hunting. This is more just this is outdoor recreation. I don't know what the heck this guy was thinking, or girl, or whoever, was what's the thought process there?
Yeah, with hunting. What if you're taking your dog out to hunt somewhere around there?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you could just be taking your dog for a walk, but
yeah. Exactly. Well, this was right in the this was right in a state game land. So it was right bordering the state game land. So there very well could have been,
or even another animal that gets a hold of that.
Yeah.
No matter what the purpose was for, why?
Yeah. There's just no good reason. And they have, if anyone knows any information, there's obviously places that you can go to report such activity, and they have pictures of the dog treats and stuff. So yeah, there's huge outrage among the outdoor community in those two regards, those two situations. It's pretty sad, both of them.
Yeah, and it just sucks because it makes hunters look bad.
Yeah, it's
unfortunately in situations, because there's already a lot of controversy around it. So just everything has. Not everyone's bad in every area, but you do have those people that unfortunately get lumped with the whole and make it you look bad. Yeah,
I get lumped into the hunting crowd, which is absolutely ridiculous. These people aren't hunters. Whoever's doing this kind of stuff is not I would not consider a hunter. And whenever I was looking into these subjects, I was like, man, who's dealing with this? And what sort of action are they taking? And I saw some stuff online about the Humane Society and their pretty outspoken voice in animal rights activism and things like that. So I was digging a little bit deeper, and I was actually very, very shocked with what I found. I posted some on my story about the former CEO, Wayne Purcell, or Parcelli, or however you say his name. And yeah, it's pretty actually shocking. So the Humane Society, you correlate them with, with animal shelters, with protecting dogs and cats from animal cruelty. You see their commercials. In the arms of the angels. Is that them? I think it is. So I would seriously think twice about donating money to them after you hear this, because it's some pretty shocking stuff. So Wayne Purcell, he's the former CEO of the Humane Society, resigned in 2018. And he was caught on record saying, quote, "We want to stigmatize hunting. We see it as the next logical target, and we believe it is vulnerable." And he has also called hunters being injured by wildlife a rare instance of justice. Now, without context, it sounds weird, very strange. But once you kind of learn and understand what these political organizations do, is they try and separate hunting, like subsets of hunters, away from each other and try and get them to turn against each other. So it's like a very strategic attack on hunting. And I understand this guy's a member of the Humane Society, but he said, and I quote, "We support humane and sustainable agriculture. Parcell said, "We want the animals to have a decent life in the run-up to slaughter."
Okay.
All right. Would that not be considered hunting? Would free range of thousands of acres and then being taken out as quickly as possible, as humanely as possible, would that not be considered a decent life?
Instead of going to a slaughterhouse and being in disgusting conditions just to die anyway. It's insane.
Yeah, so it's crazy. And the fact that this guy said both of these statements, I just think is ridiculous. Like what? Like I don't understand it. I don't get it. And this is kind of why us as outdoor enthusiasts, as people that are humane to animals, that want to see animals thrive and have healthy populations and also be able to utilize them as renewable resources. That's why we need to stick together as one. Now, digging into Parcell a little bit more. So like I said, he resigned from the Humane Society February 2nd, 2018. And guess what? Following numerous news reports that woman at the Humane Society accused him of sexual harassment, according to the New York Times. What a guy. What a phenomenal human being.
In the Humane Society's defense, that was 2018. So that is what? No, I'm being serious. That's 4 years ago. So, I mean, I'm not saying there's a chance that they could be thinking the same exact thing, but there's also a chance. Like, who's the CEO now?
So the CEO now is Kitty Block, who was president of the international affiliate of the organization, Humane Society International, who has sued her former boss of the Humane Society, Dave Willis, for sexual harassment as well 20 years ago.
Girl power. Woo!
Oh, my goodness.
Well, I don't know anything about her, but...
Yeah, well, I'm thinking that it was just kind of a... the Humane Society was like trying to cover their ass. They're like, well, need to put a woman in charge.
Put some respect on Kitty Block's name. You don't even know anything about her.
Well, I don't, because guess what? There was no Wikipedia page for Kitty Block, which I found very, very strange. You look up Kitty Block Wikipedia. Yeah, maybe.
Wikipedia?
I said, yeah, Wikipedia. Well, I just
reliable source.
I just wanted to know if there was any information. Yeah. Not whenever you look that up, Kitty Block Wikipedia, the Humane Society's Wikipedia shows up. It's very confusing, very strange. I don't have any information about Kitty Block. She could be a great person. But whenever you look into Parcell's wiki, it references eco-terrorism. So good thing they're staying far away from that guy. Mm-hmm. But you're saying Kitty Block, what a great individual she is. Did you know, according to givingcompass.org, who is, they kind of look at, nonprofit organizations and stuff, and they report on their finances, whatever. 60% of all the Humane Society's funding is spent on overhead. So
what does that mean?
That's salaries of executives and managers. That's advertising. That's facilities. That's utilities, things like that, what a normal business would need to run. 60%. Now, just to put that into perspective, the average for nonprofits, so normal nonprofit organizations, are only around 20%. This is according to givingcompass.org. They seem pretty reliable. So, I don't know, some fishy going on in the Humane Society. I don't really like it. I don't like it at all.
That would be worth looking into a little bit more. That's a bit strange.
Yeah, I like I said, I came into this with absolutely zero stigma. zero assumptions.
Bias.
Yeah, no biases or anything like that. And whenever I was like looking into this research and whenever the Humane Society come up, and this is all the stuff that I found, and this was just like a couple hours worth of searching. So
that's definitely concerning that there's a lot of sexual assault.
Yeah, I would say.
What?
Numerous news reports. So like I don't know. I think what I saw, they were like talking about like 20 women or something crazy like that. Like, and he was reported of actually like telling, I don't even want to get into it. It's not really relevant, but just fishy stuff. If you're looking to give the Humane Society some of your money, just look into it a little bit. I think you might.
Or adopt a dog.
I think that would be money much better spent. All right. Now that's kind of all the bad stuff. This is interesting.
Well, this is technically not good.
I mean, it could be good if they make the right decision here.
Yeah.
So the Pittsburgh, if for those of you guys that don't know, we are overrun by deer. This morning I drove to Lowe's at like 6 o'clock in the morning because our shower was leaking, and I saw like 10 deer crossing the road while I was driving to and from. And keep in mind, this is like a 1.5 mile drive to Lowe's. So there was a lot of deer. So in 2010, the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture researched Pittsburgh's escalating deer density. And the PDA said that while urban parks can generally accommodate 9 deer per square mile, an estimated 50 deer per square mile were living in Frick Park, which is a park near Pittsburgh. The department recommended a controlled archery hunt, but for 13 years, Pittsburgh mayors and city council took zero action. So think about this. From 2010 in 2010, 50 deer per square mile. No action taken for 13 years. So that takes us to 2013.
I wonder why, though.
Because they probably just forgot about it. They were probably not interested in...
Is it funding? Is it who's running it, like interest-wise? Is it not enough research? Is there something... Are there laws that you need to get over? Like, why? Or maybe... Like, I mean, I understand, like, took no action, but it makes you wonder why. Because maybe they didn't, but maybe there is... something. Yeah, so that's interesting you say that, because I was looking in the article that you sent me, and Sammy shared this with me in gracias to you, thank you very much. There was a professor with a couple of his students at the Graduate School of Public and International Affairs. So they actually did a study, a research project, which cited that there was unknown info. City officials just didn't have the right information, didn't have, certain facts about the situation. And the professor, Mr. Weber, or maybe Dr. Weber, he said that this is not uncommon for government agencies to just not have all the facts and not know what to do. So that was very, very interesting. But the research that they found is crazy. So from 2010 to 2023, that was the 13 years of inaction. The estimated number of deer in Frick Park rose to 300 deer per square mile. From 2004 to 2023, the city collected 574 deer carcasses from streets. Compared, they were living it up.
Yeah, they were, and they were also dying it up.
Yes.
Like holy 570.
But it didn't even matter like how many died because there's so many.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't. I mean, it does matter. Rest in peace.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but it's just a problem that they did not even think to solve. I mean, in 2004 there was 140. That deer carcasses in city streets. So that's a 411% increase. Last year, deer vehicle incidents on city roads cost an estimated $3.6 million in vehicle damage. That's just last year.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So
I'm surprised there wasn't more. I was going to say I'm surprised there wasn't more like call to action with it becoming that big of a problem for cars. But at the same time, if I was mad about that and I hit a deer like 5 times, I don't really know who I'd be contacting.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, oh, shit, I hit another deer.
Yeah, I think that's the problem is like it's just not even a thought that comes to their mind is like, oh, maybe we could fix this problem. I think it's just, I think the thought process is like, well, we have this many deer. What are we going to do about it?
Well, I also think another thing is, I don't want to say it like it's negative. Like people, like you have people that are like, oh, like they don't want to kill any deer, because you don't want cruelty or whatever. But when you have this many deer, like if you don't want to, like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like you say, oh, I don't want to kill them. Because there's too many, animal cruelty. But then you have 575 deer carcasses, like, over how many years? They're gonna die. Like, they're dying anyway from being hit by cars. So, I mean... What?
He's a little bit wild up. Just hold him.
I can't. Ow, you're scratching me.
What the heck is your problem? Calm down, calm it down. Oh my goodness. See, don't get a German short hair, guys. Just don't. Just don't. They cause too many issues.
Turn around. You're my sweet little baby.
He just wants to be held. All right, Ko, get in here, buddy. So I see what you're saying. Yes, I absolutely do.
He does not want to be held.
Calm down. Calm down.
It's okay.
I see what you're saying. Just throw him on the ground.
You just told me to pick him up.
I thought he might have been like chill. So I see what you're saying about like, how people but the same thing happens in people's yards. People are like, I love watching the deer in the backyard, but they eat all my plants.
Oh yeah, true. I was gonna say, and then boom, hit by a car.
Like people they can't you
that's
like
true.
They don't want to have it both ways. They don't want to
It gets to the point where if that's what you're concerned about, you have to keep it to a manageable amount for all the deer to be in a sustainable environment, or they're just going to be getting lit up by cars.
Yeah, see, I mean, like 9 deer is the appropriate. It can generally accommodate 9 deer per square mile. Now we're at 300.
Yeah.
300 deer. What is that? What is that percentage? That's 3,333% more. Wait, is that right?
So did you read in the rest of the article that they did have, I forget how many that they killed with the program?
Yeah, it was like 100 it's like 117 or something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't that many.
Did not do a dent, considering that every single doe is producing at least 1 to 3 offspring. It's just not. There's just not enough going on right now. And so Professor Jeremy, he said, and he mentioned to. In their study, they said that the best course of action, the cheapest course of action, is to allow recreational hunting in these parks. That's the cheapest option, most effective, and
so you can just go hunting there.
Yes.
No, like how you would go hunting on another.
Yes. Now I do agree that there needs to be some sort of oversight there, because you can't just have people like sit up in tree stands.
Well, that's what it said
around trails and stuff.
That's what it said in the article, that they were out there when the park was like open. Mm-hmm. There was no injuries, but imagine you're in the park just on a nice little stroll and you just see some dude up in a tree with a bow and arrow,
Yeah.
I'd be a little bit concerned.
Yeah, so I think that there just needs to be more structure in place. South Park does a really good job where they do allow hunters, and it's basically a hunter will express interest to the South Park Police Department. You can close that door a little bit. To the South Park Police Department that they want to participate in the hunting program. Now, the rules involved with that are that for the first deer that you kill, you have to donate it to Hunters for the Hungry, which is an organization that collects venison, processes it, and distributes it to local homeless shelters, things like that, soup kitchens. It's all donated.
Which is so good because that's so. I mean, any food is good for that, but it's really good.
Yeah,
like a good
source of protein.
Yeah.
Good nutritional value. And so the first deer you kill, and then every third deer after that. So say you shoot 4 deer, you donate the first one, you can keep the second one, keep the third one, and then you have to donate the fourth one. And then you keep the 5th one, keep the 6th one, donate the 7th one. And that's a great idea. And they only take a certain amount of applicants. So, you have basically unlimited licenses. You just have to be donating that every third deer. And you can't leave guts or anything, any sort of field dressing out in the field. You have to take it all with you and do it on your own property or whatever. But that's a small price to pay to be able to have the opportunity to go out there and hunt, and also support these organizations, Hunters for the Hungry, donating meat, and also saving some for yourself. I think it's a win-win, beneficial for everyone.
You should do an episode on Hunters for the Hungry.
Yes.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a really good idea. So that's it's a big problem. I'm sure it's a big problem in a lot of eastern cities, specifically with a lot of white-tailed deer, and even more so as you move out west, more white-tailed deer are moving in. So yeah, that's an issue.
That.
Yeah, that's that. Now let's get into the actual cool things, I guess.
The actually important stuff. Just kidding.
No. This is just a little personal thing that I wanted to do. We were talking about a bunch of negative stuff, so I wanted to end it on a high note. So I wanted to develop my mission statement because I'm trying to take this to the next level.
And it needs a statement.
Exactly. I do have a mission. And hopefully you guys can learn about what that mission is, because I don't think I ever really explained why I was doing this.
I think you did, but do it again.
I might have. And this is all subject to change.
Yes.
I just want to say that because, as I grow older and mature, priorities shift. I'm assuming it's not going to change much, but this is what I have now, and this is what I'm sticking with for now. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I was like, I've never constructed a mission statement before. How the heck do I do this? So I Googled it. So they said what you do is you ask yourself 4 questions. Who do I serve? What do I do? Why do I do it? And how do I do it? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to answer those questions for you here. So who do I serve? I serve wild animals, wilderness, biodiversity, ecosystems, conservation activists, hunters, anglers, and all lovers of the outdoors. You think that's pretty good?
Does that encompass everything? Wild animals, wilderness, yeah.
Think so? Okay, good.
Yes.
That's what I thought too. Check. All right. What do I do? So I serve as the guardian of wild animals and wild places that don't have a voice. We showcase here on this channel outdoorsmen and women and motivate them to stand as a united force against the destruction of habitat and outdoor recreation.
Ooh, that was good. I actually didn't read that before. Did you chat GBT it?
No.
Wow.
That was all me. Yeah, so that's what I do. That's, you think that's pretty good?
Yeah, I think that's really good.
All right, check. All right, why do I do it? I do it to combat the shift of humanity away from nature. So, and I felt the need to go a little bit more in depth there. The world, I feel like, is becoming less and less reliant on nature. So most people really do not understand what true nature is and why it's so important for us to protect it. Without giving nature a voice, no one will be there to stop its destruction. So, like, where I'm coming from here is that the world, you rely so much on other people, on big giant grocery stores, food chains, large scale slaughtering, agriculture, things like that. And I think people don't understand how nature fits into every single one of our lives. I think it affects you more than you might realize.
Well, it's easy to forget when you are relying on those things. Like, even, well, before I started dating you and just when I started dating you, like in college, you get used to just going to the store. You just get used to everything and how easy it is. And I mean, even with just like starting our garden and stuff like that, that's nothing extreme. But I think you talked about it on last week's podcast. Like, you have to work for it. Gives you a sense of freedom because you're not relying like on the grocery store. What happens if one day like there's just no food, like COVID? Like, I mean, I think that's a good example. It's just easy to forget. And it's like, I don't want to say you don't necessarily need it, because you do to some extent, but you can live a life with very minimal nature. And if shit hits the fan, then, and you're put in the position where you have to rely on it,
you're not gonna.
Then you're gonna have to watch this podcast.
You're gonna have to watch. And you're gonna have to learn. Yeah, I always feel like it's touchy whenever I bring this up, because yes, I rely on modern conveniences. We're inside an air conditioned house, connected to a whole bunch of electricity. I got my laptop here. I got a camera. Yeah, there's a bunch of modern day conveniences that I do utilize. We go to the grocery store. But
we're not talking like we're living off the grid, because we ain't.
But that's kind of where we want to go, though. I mean, like that's the goal, and you can't just one day pick up and bam, cold turkey. You're not going and relying on anything. Like, I drive my car every day to work. I have to go get gas. I gotta go to Lowe's to get gaskets for my faucet.
I think I was thinking about it, and I think if you're in our generation, or kind of like that, you grew up, or at least, yeah, you did too. Like, you grew up playing outside. Like, I was never inside. Like, I would watch TV, but I was mostly outside. Like, that was our playground. And I think as you get older, and as we were growing up, like, as children and adolescents, that's when social media started. And I can't even imagine now. Like, I can't even imagine being young now. But that's when it also started to grow. So essentially, it moved away from it. Yeah. And now getting back into it, I don't want to say like, oh, when you're outside doing your garden, you feel like you're playing outside when you're 5, because that's not how I feel. But it just makes you realize, like, oh, I don't know. I just think it's easy to get caught up in modern day living.
Yes. Yeah, I think and I say this a lot. I feel like I preach it a lot, just taking some time to slow down and embrace the outdoors, embrace nature, take care of nature so that it can take care of you. And that's another thing. I don't want to get too far off topic, but basically, like, you learning how to garden and you learning how to care and nurture for plants and bring them, to a point where you can move them outside is like you caring for something, caring for the soil, caring for the nutrients in the soil.
I don't even really like being outside that much. I'm going to be honest. Like, I hate bugs. I don't like spiders. I am very scared of spiders. Just like, even when I was just outside before this, I was like, oh my God, bugs. But I will say, like, it is rewarding. Like, even just using like a piece of basil, I'm like, okay, like, I grew that. Or like, it's just, I don't know. I get what you're saying.
It's just different. So that's why I do it. Right there. That long-winded answer. That's why I do it. Now, how do I do it? How do I share that message? So I will showcase the truth about natural reliance through videos, podcasts, interviews, fundraising, volunteering, and community outreach. This might include videos like YouTube videos.
This might include merch.
Although, we could do a little bit like every proceeds benefit something or other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Wait, see that this is all I'm trying to grow into this, right? So I'm trying to grow into the
comment down below
if
you want to, if that would be something you're interested in.
Yeah, if you guys want merch and you want it to go to a good cause,
we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves.
You let me know. Yes, this is still new, but this is where I want to get to. I want to get to the point where I'm hosting events, bringing volunteers to help Habitat. I know Meat Eater does a bunch of work with it. Habitat for
Well, I think the other thing that how you're doing it is, also I talk to you on the daily basis, so I kind of know like where you're going with this. But I think that you're trying to showcase everyone's different interpretation of nature. You're like hunting wise, like sustainability wise, like you're getting different people on talking to different things, like everything, how people are interpreting nature is how you're showing it. So it doesn't have to just mean hunting or gardening, or that's literally the only things I can think of. But you know what I mean?
Hiking,
camping, doing
foraging.
For the township, making sure that they're making good decisions, things like that. So it's kind of like, okay, what does this mean to you? And everyone can be involved. It's not, you don't have to just be a hunter. You don't, like I said, like I don't want to say I don't really like the outdoors, because I do, but like compared to you, like no. But like that's how I interpret it, and it still means something to me.
Yeah.
So I just thought of that.
I think I'm glad that you said that, because that's exactly what I'm going for. It's like, that's exactly what I'm going for. That's
That's your new mission statement.
And we're getting to the actual mission statement itself. But
Lord.
this is and that's the next. All right. We're getting there. That's what I'm not trying to be exclusive. I'm not saying, only if you're a bow hunter can you enjoy the outdoors. You know, no, that is the greatest thing about this country, about what America has done with their land, with our land. They've made it accessible to everyone. Public land. It's you own it, I own it, she owns it, we all own it, and we can all use it. And people use it in a different way, and that's fine. But I want to make sure that everyone is on the same page, that we all have to work together to protect it, because there's forces at all hours of the day trying to split each other apart, split everyone apart, especially in today's day and age where just polarization, everything's polarizing. You're either one way or the other. I want to kind of bridge those gaps. Open conversations, open dialogue with people from different backgrounds that like to do different things, bring them all together and show that we aren't that different from one another. We aren't. That's just how it is. So now let's get into the mission statement itself.
Which is?
Here we go. Something in the wild. Being not a good time. Something in the Wild showcases the benefits of outdoor recreation by sharing our experiences and bringing conservationists together to help continuously conserve and protect North America's wild resources.
Yep.
Take some time
I
to read that.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't paying attention. Showcases the benefits of outdoor recreation by sharing our experiences and bringing conservationists together to help continuously conserve and protect North America's wild resources. Yep. Sounds good.
I was hoping for a better reaction. Oh well.
That's like a lot to digest.
It is. There's a lot of information there. I just didn't know how to. I didn't know how to boil it down.
No, I think that's good.
I didn't know.
I think that's good.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Again.
I think it's all right.
It can change. I put a lot of effort into it. But yes, that's what I want. I want to bring people together. The first priority should be conservation of wild animals and wild places, protecting hunting heritage and tradition, respecting wild animals and wild places, much unlike what those people were doing earlier, and showcase hunting and fishing in a respectful and positive light. Those are kind of my goals. We got a fight brewing underneath us between the two dogs. Yes. I think Bean is about tired of us doing this.
Bean's, oh my God, Bean's restless.
He's restless. He's ready to rage.
That's a good place.
I think we're going to stop it right there. And we're going to go play with Bean. Thank you guys so much for listening. Let me know if you guys have any recommendations, you want to say something, whatever. Thank you, Sammi. Mm-hmm. Appreciate it. And everyone, make sure to keep it wild.
Yeehaw.